AMI Broker tips and tricks. Setting up AMI Broker. So let's open AMI Broker. Let's click on Tools, then Preferences. The default zoom shows the number of bars in the chart once you open it, and the blank bars in the right margin. So let's say once we open AMI Broker, we want to show, let's say instead of 260 bars, we wanted to show 500 bars, then the blank bars on the right would be 50. These settings would usually depend on your screen size. Click on Apply. Okay. Then close AMI Broker. Then let's open it up again. There. You'll notice that the default chart is zoomed out, and there's more blank space on the right. So let's bring it back to default. There. So we can also change the number of charts that you can see in the bottom. So for now, it's set at 6. But if we want to show 10 charts, and click on Apply and Close. Let's close AMI Broker. And let's open it again. Now you'll see there are now 10 charts. 1, 2, 3 until 10. Now if you want to rename it, let's just right click on it, then change it to there. So let's go back to the preferences again. This time, let's go to Axis and Grids. If we want to add grid lines, all we need to do is just check this one. And you'll see that there will be vertical grid lines. Or if we want to format it alternating background fill, there. Horizontal grid lines. Then we can also change the theme color. There. So let's bring it back to black. So the next one is the intraday tab. Here we can set the custom time interval. So for this one, the custom time interval would show here 13515, 13515, then 4 hours. So if we want to create a 45-minute custom interval, just change it, and it should also change here. So AMI Broker shortcuts. So when we want to vertically adjust the zoom of the chart, all we need to do is left click on this area, this one, then hold the shift key on your keyboard. And it will adjust the vertical zoom. So it's hold the shift key, left click and drag it up and down. You can also move the chart up and down. If you want to reset it back to default, just double click on this area. Object properties. So let's first draw a line. So once this icon appears, double click on it and you'll see the properties. So for this, let's say we want to set the line to the low of this bar. All we need to do is click on this. The low is 15. Instead of trying to set it accurately to 15, we just double click on it and type 15. Here. So we also want to set, let's say, the high of this bar or the open. So we just click on the horizontal line, click here, and enter 19.55. We can also change the color, and if you want it to be thick, or the dotted line option. There. So let's just delete this. To delete it, click on the line, then press delete on your keyboard. So the next one would be the Fibonacci retracement properties. So let's draw this one. Same thing. Once this 4-arrow icon appears, just double click on it and you can see the properties. So once we click the Fibonacci tab, you'll see that there are levels where you can change the values and the color. So let's say we want to change this one to 150 and this one to 78.6. We just click on OK and the values will change. If we want to use these values as the default, all we need to do is just click on use as default, then click on OK. The next time you'll use the Fibonacci retracement, the values that you saved will be there. So another option with the Fibonacci retracement is we can set it to show extensions. What it does here is the Fibonacci extensions goes to the opposite side. So previously it was below and now it will go on top. So we can add new buttons to AMI Broker. All we need to do is right click on this one, then click customize. Then go to commands. Here you can search for the icon that you want to add. Let's say we always use the crosshair button. All we need to do is drag and drop the crosshair to the menu and it will now be there. After this, click on close. So instead of going to the view, then crosshair, we can easily just click this button to activate and disable it. Another way to customize AMI Broker is by using keyboard shortcuts. So tools, then customize keyboards. Here we can enter here we can enter default key shortcuts. Here we can enter default keyboard shortcuts. Here we can enter our custom keyboard shortcuts. So let's say a trend line, we can use Ctrl L, or let's say we want to add a new key assignment. Click on the trend line, then hold Alt, then press L, then click on assign. So let's say circle or an ellipse, just select the ellipse, press on the keyboard Alt C, then click on assign. There. So now if let's say we want to draw a line, just press Alt L and you can easily draw a line without clicking on any icon. For the ellipse, press on your keyboard Alt C and you can now easily draw a circle. Now for those with high resolution displays, let's click on tools, then customize, click on options and check the large icons here. Using multiple time frames and charts. So let's go back to AMI Broker. Open a new default chart window. So first we need to do is save the current chart layout. Then let's close AMI Broker. Then let's reopen it again. So now this chart layout will be the default. So once we click on File, New, Default Chart, it should create a copy of your original chart layout. So here. So now we want to split the window. There. So we'll be discussing about the symbol or the interval lock, the symbol link, and the interval link. So first is the symbol or interval lock. Selecting the symbol or interval lock locks the chart to the current symbol or interval. This prevents the chart symbol or interval from being changed. So for this one, let's say we want to lock it to the symbol. So whatever you do here, so let's change it. It won't change. It will be stuck at IMI since we have the symbol locked. If we so now, but let's check the interval. We can still change the interval. So if we activate the interval lock, whatever we do, we won't be able to change the interval. Most of the time, if you're unable to change the symbol or the interval, check this section and make sure that the symbol or interval lock is not activated. Now for the symbol link, if we set both charts to the same symbol, link number, changing one of the windows will automatically change the other one. So let's remove this one. The next is the interval link. So here, let's say we change this to IMI, then select this to Ali. Now, if we want to, let's say, change the interval will change, but the symbol will remain the same. So floating windows. So if you have a multiple monitor configuration, you can detach the chart window by clicking on Window Floating. There. You're now able to bring out the Yummy Broker charts. So if you want to bring it back, just click on right-click Normal. Bar Replay. So we can use the bar replay to be able to replay the movement of the chart. This is usually useful for backtesting or for reviewing price action or how the AFL indicators would work. So here, we just have to set the start date, the step interval, so let's say daily, and the speed. So let's say let's start around February, and click on play. Here. And let's go back to the daily chart. Then adjust this to around 3 seconds. So this is useful for one step per second. So let's say this is useful for backtesting, or we just want to see how our indicators would work.